What I will say before I introduce them is how excited I am that they're here to talk about professional development, and that's what we're all here doing, and how important it is when we're budgeting each year that we incorporate professional development costs into our organization's budgets. That is one of the most important things I think we can do. And outside of the networking piece, particularly with AFP, but what we learn from each other, do what you have to do to fight to keep that line item in your budget, because it really is important for each of us to continue growing and developing and learning. So I'm excited to hear some new ways that we can grow and develop and learn as nonprofit executives and development officers in our roles. Are you all ready? All right. They did not set an order at all in how I prepared their bios. Nameplates next time. All right, so I'm just going to start. Jill Cathcart Thompson has experience in public and community relations, marketing, training in small business, corporate, and nonprofit sectors. She has worked in professional development for 3 universities, including the University of Hartford, UNC Chapel Hill, and she is the current Associate Director of Professional Development for Western Carolina University. Jill has planned, coordinated, and managed several certificate programs and workshops held at the WCU Biltmore Park instructional site. She has also taught a number of classes related to leadership, coaching, communications, and customer service. Jill has an undergraduate degree in English with concentration in writing from the University of Massachusetts. She is currently enrolled in the Master of Entrepreneurship program at Western Carolina University herself, continuing to develop professionally. She is also a graduate of the Leadership Asheville Class of 35, yay! And she now serves on their program development team. Thank you for joining us, Jill. Susy Chandler is the Center Affair Coordinator for Lenoir-Rhyne University at Asheville. She is also an MBA student in the nonprofit management specialization as well, another professional development. Get really excited here. She earned a degree in public relations from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock in 2000, as well as a certificate in volunteer management. She has worked with and for development officers for the past 5 years. When she is not working at Lenoir-Rhyne, she enjoys hiking and chasing around her 2 foster children in her East Asheville home. Thank you, Susy. We have Mary Shirk. She is a graduate of Binghamton University in Binghamton, New York, and holds the Kellogg Certificate in Transformational Leadership. Her first formal role with the nonprofit was serving as a youth representative on the board of directors of the American Red Cross in her hometown of Marquette, Michigan. As her career evolved, she's held a number of positions, including volunteer coordinator, program manager, development director, as well as executive director. In 2016, she took the position of program coordinator with Duke University Nonprofit Management Program. She works with students, instructors, program administration, and marketing. In all of her spare time, she continues to volunteer with several organizations in the Raleigh-Durham area. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to start with Susy. I'm going to step behind and you all pass the microphone to each other.
All right.
Do you guys mind if I use the dance floor down here? Anyone? I was promised a clicker of some sort. Thank you. All right. I had totally not intended to go first, but here goes. I'm a stand-in for Dr. Lisa Fournier. Has anybody here met Dr. Fournier, magical social entrepreneur? Thank you. One guy over here. She is actually much more suited for this. But I was chosen because I'm in our MBA and nonprofit management program, and I also work for the university, so I'm also being paid to be here. So let's do this. I am a big fan of Lenoir-Rhyne. Do we have anybody here that's been to, seen Hickory people? I have some Hickory people over here. They got little T-Rex arm. Come on, there we go. I love it. I love it. What am I pointing at to advance? We'll just slide over there. Which way do you go? The one that's almost worn off? I like that one. Okay, so yes, we are a grad school in downtown Asheville, but we have a lot more going on. I'm a big fan of free 99. Anybody else into that? Getting things for free? That's a lot of what we do in the professional development. Do I actually need this? Okay. I do?
Yes.
Dang it. I was thinking, are y'all hearing like a backup noise kind of thing? What am I pointing at? Maybe just hold it down for a minute? No. Ding. Thank you. All right. So we do have a lot of networking opportunities. We do lunch and learns. We do free public talks, all kinds of things that you can take advantage of in downtown Asheville for free, which is really important around here. We are big fans of volunteerism, and then in our programs, they have a serious service learning emphasis, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Ding. You're so handy. Well done. All right. So networking. Has anyone come to our Career Fest in March? Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Do I have any other employers here that were represented at Career Fest? It's a free event that we do to connect the public with quality candidates, and as well as we get a lot of nonprofits that come and advertise looking for positions and things like that. And of course, grad school is always an inherent opportunity to network with other people, organizations, and things like that. Ding. Thank you. It's fantastic. Our lunch and learns, those come out of our programs. So you're getting an expert in we have a couple of his, an expert in her field. The next one that we have coming up, it's free, and we're actually providing lunch. So definitely take down that date. It's October the 16th. Dr. Kimerly, her name's Dr. Price, but she goes by Kimerly, it's on building healthy communities with healthy children. It's going to be really cool about children's health. If you have any children-related programs, hit this lunch and learn. We also have a lot of community partners who help us with lunch and learns. Anybody in here want to come and do a lunch and learn at Lenoir-Rhyne? Come on, get them up. You're just dying, right? Yeah, you put it on, we throw it out. It's a lot of fun. So that's one of the things that we do that's free access for the public to do some continuing education. Ding! I don't understand why I can't make that clicker work. Public talks. Our free public talks, we bring in speakers from all over the country, and in some cases all over the world. This guy in the upper left hand packed the house. His name is David Blight. What an unfortunate name. He was talking about Frederick Douglass, and we filled it out. It was an amazing talk about the life of Frederick Douglass. Very interesting individual. And then we have Melody Lee down there talking about the amazing and ambitious stuff that China is doing. It was incredible. Anyhow, we have some more free public talks coming up, the communicating science and the regenerative business. Is anybody familiar with how sustainability combines with business, including a nonprofit? Hey, thanks, Suzanne. Anybody else? No? Okay. You definitely need to come to the regenerative business. This lady, Carol, wrote a book, and it's about redesigning your work for long-term sustainability, which is completely critical in fundraising fields. That's also free. We probably will serve some food. And we have like tons of beer and wine, so okay. Ding. Thanks. And our conferences, and do I have anybody who's been to Asheville WordFest or Bioneers conference? Those are, Bioneers is free, Asheville's now paid, Asheville WordFest is now paid, it's 11th year, but that actually does bring in international speakers, Scotland, poets, all types of people who do different types of artwork. But that is a really great way to get connected to just expanding your horizons and developing other cultures. Good stuff like that. The GRACE Symposium, that's every grad student's worst nightmare, but it's really cool for the public. It stands for Graduate Research and Creative Expression. So if you want to like pop the hood on what our graduate students have been doing for their research projects, this is where you come and find out. It is super cool. They have to do a poster symposium where they put all of their research, their work, their findings and suggestions. I've seen some really cool stuff on smoking moms, volunteerism by somebody who works at the YMCA who is getting her master's in public health. Super cool stuff on our GRACE Symposiums. Those are free and open to the public, and we definitely bring food to that because the graduates are usually really nervous about presenting their research. It's judged and there's winners and it's a whole thing. So Grace Symposium, we have those in the spring and the fall. Ding. You're so handy. That'll work. We got any volunteers in the house? Hey, one volunteer, and then a lady back here in her bio that I know about. Really? Y'all have all been voluntold. Find a place. Get there. Oh my gosh. As a certified volunteer manager, that's just insulting. Really? Come on, you guys volunteer, right? Thank you. Little T-Rex arms. Woo! That's a real big thing for us at Lenoir-Rhyne. As staff and faculty, which is down here at United Way, ding, 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 got here a day of service. Hooah! All right. And then the Habitat for Humanity home build, that's a walk a mile. Where's our voice lady? We sponsored Walk a Mile for a while. And our Homeward Bound move-in. We don't have a Homeward Bound person here today. That's really important in development, but also just engaging and connecting with people. And that's a really good way to just expand your horizons if you're looking for ways to get out there and do it. Ding. Let's get through that one. Oh, that one down there at Sky Lanes, that was at the Big Brothers Big Sisters Bowl for Kids' Sake. Has anybody done that? No. Man, y'all are a dead crowd. Let's go. Wake up. Yeah. That was my first turkey. I was very excited about it. We have any turkeys in the house? Anyone's bowled a turkey? No. It's three strikes in a row. It's the only one time. I was a little in Big Brothers Big Sisters back in like 1985. I met Hillary Clinton, and I don't remember it at all because my big sister had gotten me this London Fog jean jacket, and I felt like $1 million, you know. But back in Arkansas, you get to have dinner at the governor's mansion if your big sister is nominated for the Big Sister of the Year. Woo! Proud to the public, people. All right, service learning. Man, this is the most amazing way to get continuing education, is to do work that counts for someone else. It's incredible because you know that the organization that you are service learning, that you're doing a project for, is going to use the work that you're doing. It raises the stakes. It's not classwork, it's real, and it's live. It's the best way to learn stuff, whether or not you're in a program or certificate, but stick your volunteer neck out there and adopt a project for someone that's really going to count. With a little bit of guidance, it can really take you a long way. All right, let's get to the real deal. Ding. Thanks, person. Oh yeah, we're a graduate school. We do have 12 degree programs. Most interesting in this room are probably our nonprofit management and social entrepreneurship track. If you want to start the next Tom Shoes, that's what social entrepreneur does. As a nonprofit management student, we also take the social entrepreneurship fundraising classes because it's the same thing, right? In a nonprofit, you raise money that you put into your programs. It's just how you do your taxes. That's the only difference between running a business and running a nonprofit is how you do your taxes. So yeah, for our nonprofit management track, I still have to take finance and econ and accounting and fun stuff like that. Ugh. But I also get to take cool stuff like community engagement and strategic development and really fun classes like that. We have other graduate programs like writing, teaching. These are all applicable in the fundraising field. It is a master's degree. It's not a certificate program. So you have an instructor who's like your live-in friend for 2 years. I mean, we're very close with our instructors. My instructor's on sabbatical right now, and I'd still email him every week. That poor guy can't get away. It's pretty tragic. These are some of our classrooms at our downtown campus. Most of them meet face-to-face. There's a picture of Lisa Fournier. I don't know where our little pointer went, but she's over in the corner. She's mystical, magical. She was a social entrepreneur, started her first business while she was in college, undergrad, that is. It's really cool. Ding, I'll take it. And the thing that I love about Lenoir-Rhyne, if I had a little L right here, it'd be LR. Yeah. It's your people like us, working professionals with families and lives who have things to do and places to go. Flexible schedules, yeah, but instructors that understand us, I don't know what I'm further off of here. It's such a big deal. Every instructor that I've had has been where I've been. You've been a working professional who decided to continue their education. So they're not like trying to get you and being late with an assignment, bless you. They want you to get the material and be able to use it, to apply it. It's not a test that you get after you read a book. It's a project that we did for Freedom Life Ministries out of Madison County. We have any Madison County people here? It's a project to teach to consult for them how to expand their program into other counties that serve people coming out of prison. So it's that's what I'm saying. Put your money where your mouth is as far as finding projects to do that count and that matter for other places. That's what grad school is all about. And then the bottom line is, yeah, we want to advance our careers, get a promotion, a raise. I know none of you want to change careers in here because you're all going for the 30-year pin, right? Thank you very much. I think I'm almost there. We also have course auditing available if you don't want to sign up for the whole shebang. You can be like, oh man, that social entrepreneurship gig is really cool. I want to do that. Just take that class. You can kind of flip me. Thanks. We do have, all of you guys, all the AFP members get a tuition discount, but the company that you work for, like Party, Mission, or United Way is here. You also get a discount through our partnership program, which makes it a little bit more affordable and achievable at a master's level. Those are some of them that are listed. I think my next slide is my last slide. What's it really like? This one's a good one. Yeah, grad school's hard. It's no joke. Especially when you're doing, momming and volunteering and running and all that kind of stuff. Those are my foster girls and my wife, Kat. There's nothing more amazing to savor than a hike at the Arboretum in the middle of October in Asheville, and grad school's a lot like that. I am just so excited to get in the material and learn it. I'm like, I think I've got 20 minutes, I can read more marketing strategy textbook, yes. It's so special, it's specialized as opposed to undergrad or whatever that's just kind of all over the place, generic. It's super cool to get into. It's strangely energizing. I thought I'd be exhausted all the time, but like I said, I'm dying to get into the goodies there. But yeah, that's our jam. We have a 9-year-old and now 1-year-old. She was 2 months in that picture, foster crew, and I do chase them all over the place. And this should be it. Ding.
Okay.
Oh, he revealed the hood. Was that the last slide? There's a community, if you want to get in touch with me slide, but just hit me up for a business card and I'll get you fixed up. It's not that great slide. It's only my favorite picture ever. That's the back of my car. I love my school. I love my Subaru. Go Asheville. Hit me up if you have questions.
Thank you so much, Susie. We'll let everyone speak and we'll take Q&A at the end. Jill Thompson, are you ready? Do you want to sit or stand?
I will stand. I
Oh,
have
sorry.
a presentation.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, all right.
Hello, everybody. Find the right place to hold the mic.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. It's a delight to be here with everyone. Western Carolina University is really looking to be a partner with all of the other offerings here in the community for professionals. As mentioned, I work in professional development, mostly coordinate program offerings at our Biltmore Park location, but also on campus. And I work for educational outreach. So that's in Cullowhee. My office is in Cullowhee, but we offer community programs, but also more so what I focus on is the professional development side. So I'd like to give you a little bit of an overview of that, which is our non-credit professional development programs, and then also let you know a little bit about the credit side and how Western can help you and your nonprofits if you have staff or you yourselves are interested in continuing on. And again, we complement what our other educators are offering in many ways because we differ in many ways as well, and I'll highlight that for you. So we have a certified nonprofit professional program. And that is a hybrid program. So it's a national certification through our partner, the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance. And we, unlike many other universities that partner with the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance, offer this hybrid. So we have one kickoff workshop for each course at our Biltmore Park location, followed by 4 weeks online. So for those who are not able to maybe attend a lot of on-site, are interested and do well in an online environment, this is an option. So how it's scheduled is there are 8 courses. The courses are based off of competencies. There's 10 competencies that the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance has spent a lot of time pulling together. And so the courses have been developed based on those nonprofit competencies. And I have more information on this. I won't get into a lot of detail, but we do have some flyers and discusses or talks about those competencies and also the courses that we have related to the nonprofit certification. So we run these 8 courses throughout the year. We actually started one today. It's the second course in the series of 8. and it's marketing and communications for the nonprofit sector. So our participants are in class today, and then they have their online portion that'll start and continue on for 4 weeks, and then they finish. So how that's unique is that Western has decided to offer the workshops to the public. So there's a price to attend, but it's a very reasonable price to attend just the workshop, which is designed for anyone, including the folks that are going through the certification program. So if you go through the workshop, it's 1 day, you benefit from a 1-day workshop. If you decide you want to do the course, you can just do that one course, Marketing and Communications. So you go through the on-site class, 4 weeks online, and then once you finish, you'd get a digital badge in Marketing and Communications for the nonprofit sector, which you can put on your LinkedIn page or your resume, and also you would get a certificate from Western. For those folks who want to continue on from there and they want to get the national certification, then they would complete all 8 courses. You don't have to complete them in order. We have some folks who are going through every other course, went through every other course last year and are finishing this year. We have some people who maybe took a couple last year and they're slowly getting their certification. And then we have some others who just decide, I'm going for it, I'm going to do it all, and they register for the entire program and go through it in 1 year. And then they get their certification from the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance and Western Carolina University. We are really happy about our instructors who are either faculty from the university who are teaching in their specialty area or consultants. And we have some folks in the room who actually do teach for us and are going to be teaching some other programs. I'll talk about that in a minute. But we have a nice blend of consultants and faculty who are teaching those programs depending on what their expertise is. So in addition to the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance certification, we also have some other programs. We have programs specifically for nonprofit, and then we have a blend of programs that cross over, and we have some for-profit and nonprofit people who attend those programs, but it works on both sides. So we have grant writing certificate, which is starting up in December. That's a week-long program. We have a national speaker who actually teaches for other universities. He comes out, teaches. It's a 4-day program. He actually teaches for 3.5 days, actually doing grant writing, learning about grant writing, creating an abstract, and then we have a budgeting proposal piece to that training on the last day, and then we offer a certificate in grant writing. So, and I think, was there another slide that we just missed before that? Right there.
There we go.
So I had mentioned that we do offer some other nonprofit workshops and for-profit. So the CNP, Certified Nonprofit Professional, was the program I talked about first. You can attend the workshops for professional development if that's all you choose to do. Then also we have another program we're really excited about, and Alex Comfort is going to be heading up that program for us, and it's planned giving. We had a couple of organizations come forward who were really looking for some guidance and training on planned giving. And so we reached out to Alex, and Alex has pulled together a model. We've run that by some of these organizations, and it really looks like a strong model that we think will work really well, given that this is a challenging topic. It's hard to go to a one-day workshop and then come back and have the skills to really go out and do what you need to do in planned giving. So this particular program will be 3 sessions, half days, and in between that there'll be a little bit of homework. Part of this model is requiring that the executive director, development director, and board director attend all 3 sessions. That's a critical piece. The other piece to this is that it really needs to be a small group that goes through the training, and so the maximum number of nonprofits per training will be 5. So there'll be the 5 nonprofit trainings who will bring their executive director, development director, and board chair to the training. So if anybody has any other questions about that, I'd be more than happy to answer it. Alex is also here. We will continue to do that, so if there's an interest for 5 organizations to go through, if it fills up, we'll continue to offer it and continue through the year with various, additional sessions that we can offer if it fills up quickly. We do think that first session is probably going to fill up quickly. The High Impact Leadership Program is a program we offered starting last year, and it's 5 days, and we offer leadership training with different consultants and faculty who teach each day in a specialty topic, and it runs through the week, and then we end that certificate program with a keynote speaker. We do have that program starting up next week, but I'd like to tell you all, Western offers that keynote speaker session for free on the last day. So the people who go through the program will be attending that, but we also have an open door if you register to come in. And it's Kevin Trapani, or Trapani, I believe is how you pronounce it, from the he's a consultant from the Redwoods Group and also MC Works board, and he's a really dynamic speaker. He talks about leadership ethics, and that's what he'll be talking about on a week from this Friday, so on the 28th at Biltmore Park. If you'd like to attend at no cost, it's starting from 10, it'll go until 11:45, and he'll be speaking, and you're all welcome to come to that. I just want to quickly point out that High Impact Leadership Program is a nice blend of nonprofits and for-profits coming together for training, and there's very much an interactive aspect to that training where nonprofit and for-profit folks can gather together, learn from one another in addition to learning from the instructors. Professional development workshops, for-profit and nonprofit. I actually have some information here, and I have a list which, if you're interested, we have a variety of different programs, and I can hand that out to you. Actually, I'll put them on the table over here. Yes. And we have a variety of communications management, different types of programs that would cross over to nonprofit. So just to let you know that those are available, and all this information will be up at that table, and I am done. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I want to make sure everyone has time to speak and time for question and answer, so I will give you a 1-minute warning, Mary. It was also brought to my attention that my giant head was in the way for the slides. I am so sorry. I know Susy has business cards if you want to see her slides. I'm saying she'll be happy to send them to you.
Woohoo.
My apologies.
Sure, come get it. Right here. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I will be mercifully brief. Once again, I'm Mary Shirk. I'm with Duke University's Continuing Studies Department. In Continuing Studies, we offer non-credit classes. We have a certification program in nonprofit management. We have professional certificates such as digital media marketing, Six Sigma, you name it. There's probably a dozen out there. Licensed nurse practitioner. That's obviously a different world. They have an office next door to me, but a slightly different world. And I was sitting next to someone who attended one of our youth programs during the summer. So we have youth programs, all come under continuing studies at Duke. But I'm here to speak specifically about our nonprofit management, and I'm delighted to be asked because we have a site here in Western North Carolina, and Debbie Haeger with Western North Carolina Pathways is our partner and site coordinator here. And so you can talk to Debbie and I about offerings here in Western North Carolina. But here we go. All right. Our mission at Duke is to strengthen the capacities of people, organizations, and networks within the nonprofit sector. Our certificate program was established over 25 years ago, and it's designed for adult professionals looking to add skills and gain credentials. The majority of our students come to us and they already have an advanced degree. They at least have a bachelor's. They find themselves working in the nonprofit sector. They may be development directors, they may be volunteer coordinators, program coordinators, and they're looking to make that next move. Many aren't interested in going back and getting an additional degree. For instance, we just had someone come through one of our courses that had a Master of Science, and she was working in a group home and had kind of gone up the track. She knew how to deal with clients, she knew how to deal with her staff, but she was looking and she was offered the opportunity to go and start working in the administration of the group home. And she thought, how in the heck do I do this? Board? Fundraising? Financial? How do all these pieces work together? So the certificate we offer really offers the essentials. It's that toolkit, so to speak, that gives working professionals the key aspects, the key knowledge to be successful in the nonprofit sector. So we offer a 72-hour certificate in nonprofit management, and you can do that by taking individual courses through open enrollment at Duke or up here at various sites in Western North Carolina. We have intensive tracks, which are 8-day trainings, so that attracts many people, but also throughout the state, but also nationally and internationally who want to come in and just get it done. We have those at Duke, we have them in Charlotte, we're considering Western North Carolina area, Danville, Virginia, and Vail, Colorado. And we do offer some online classes. We do not have an online certificate at this time. People always ask. And I think the key reason we do not is because the networking aspect of what we offer is so powerful. I think we, working in nonprofits, sometimes feel as though we're working alone, we're in silos. And to meet with a cohort of 34 students, as we do in our intensive track, and be together for 8 days is quite powerful. And those connections last long after the program has ended. We also have a certificate in easy for me to say, executive certificate in nonprofit leadership, and we offer custom training, and I'll touch on these. So for our 72 hours, there are 5 core courses: board development, financial management, fundraising, human resource development, and planning and evaluation. There are key electives and additional topics. Per course, it's $150 plus materials fee. It's a little cheaper here by $10 in Western North Carolina because you don't have to pay the parking fee at Duke. And if any of you, have ever spent time on universities, So, and we're located near East Campus in Smith Warehouse is where our classroom is located. And I apologize if I'm going too quickly. I know we're under time here. So for our intensive days, they're offered 6 times a year, as I mentioned previously. They cover 8 key areas of nonprofit management. The delivery is slightly different because you only have 48 hours of contact time, and each session goes a little bit more deeply, and there's pre-work assigned by the instructors, which students receive approximately a month ahead of time. So it's a little different, a little more of an immersive experience, and we only accept 34 students. And I'm not laughing. Hurricane Florence, I think everybody knows it came. We started an 8-day intensive track on Monday of the week that Florence arrived.
Oops.
Yeah. We had people from all over the United States. There were some that had never experienced a hurricane, never knew what that was about. I know I'm digressing a bit, but to try to express to them our concern and make an informed decision as to whether we should continue the 8-day program or release them, that was fun. So we're done for the year, except trying to figure out what to do with that cohort of 34. And our next one will be in March of 19. So our executive certificate in nonprofit leadership is slightly different. It needs an application. We review the applications because it does not cover the essentials of nonprofit management. We're looking for people who have at least held a leadership experience for 5 years, 3 years if you've had the certificate, because we know you've had that basic information, because it does not go over board development or financials or tell me about the 990 or building community relationships. It's really about transformational leadership versus transactional. Much of what we do is transactional, and it's really a 5-day program to look and take your personal leadership style to that next level, working with your organizations, working in your communities. And we're at capacity for this year. It's coming up in October, and the next one will be in 2019. We offer it once a year. How am I doing on time? 1 minute? All right. Then we're almost done. Custom training. So we do a lot of custom training. The director of our program, I work with individual classes. I work with the intensive tracks and executive certificates. The director of our program primarily works with custom training. We have a lot of companies or foundations that will come to us either for a one-day training. They may have a specific need. There was there was a residential facility here in the western part of the state that came to us and was asking for human resource training. So we were able to put together a program for them. So we do this regionally, locally, and throughout the United States. So whatever you want, we'll work with you. And I think we went over this. I touched on it. Go ahead, because we have 1 minute. You can move. And again, our instructors are subject matter experts, practitioners, and scholars at Duke. And again, as my colleague said, it really depends on the area, a subject area, as to which is most appropriate. Any other? No, keep going. Oh, I think it's, do you receive CEUs? I'm trying to think of what's more important here. There are continuing education units earned by the certificate, both certificates, and CFRE credits are available for attending certain classes. And that's about it. You can go. One more. I have contact. And then we are. A happy picture at the end. Join us. Thank you.
Ending on CFRE credits was a perfect segue into what I've been asked to speak about very briefly, which was my journey through obtaining the CFRE credentials. I've been a professional fundraiser since 2000, worked on my master's degree in public administration at the University of Tennessee. That was the slide that got cut off with Jill at Western. There is an MPA program at Western that a number of nonprofit executives choose to enter for that. A lot of administration, HR came with that. I really wanted the piece so donors said, yeah, she knows what she's doing, she's ethical. So in 2015, early 15, I started the paperwork. I had all the freakouts, all the anxiety over the exam. And my process was I borrowed a book from someone who had taken the expensive course through AFP. My organization wasn't paying for it, so I funded the entire cost of the exam on my own, which is why I didn't take the official CFRE class. But what I did do, and I promise he didn't pay me to say this, is I took Alex Comfort's boot camp, and it was the perfect overview for what was going to be on that CFRE exam. So over the course of 4 days, I got my great overview. The weekend of Thanksgiving in 2015, I sequestered myself away from cell phones, tablets, iPads, my family, and hunkered down one more time with the book. There were flashcards that another person who had taken the exam loaned me. I've since loaned all of this out. I don't even know where it is at this point. So I would love to loan it, but I don't have it anymore. And completely went through all of that. The following Thursday, I arrived at Biltmore Park to take my exam, and it was terrifying. You're in this quiet room. I'm not gonna lie, it was quiet. You've got these little headphones, and they give you a whiteboard. Well, what is this for? Oh, about question 62, I realized what the whiteboard was for. It was to start writing down question numbers of, I think that question was asked in 12. So I wrote it down. After I went through the entire exam, I went back to those questions that I had marked, and sure enough, questions were asked just in a different way. Several times throughout the exam. So that's my advice. Truly pay attention to those questions because they may trip you up in their wording. And if you can remember that it was asked previously, you can go back and say, oh, I know what that answer is. Once it was all over, it wasn't terrifying any longer. I waited 5 years too long to take the exam and to become a CFRE. I encourage those of you who have your 5 years, who have your professional development behind you and the required hours to do it. It's nowhere near as bad as anyone's going to tell you, and once you start that exam, it's not terrifying at all. The benefit for me was it did tie in nicely with my master's degree. I had a track in nonprofit management and fundraising, so it gave some extra credibility and helped me move into my role at AB Tech. So with that said, we do have a few minutes to take questions from the audience.
Jump in there. Hey,
Kim.
I was just going to ask, do you see a trend of growing interest in kind of the education around nonprofit management? You're nodding your heads.
I guess I'm answering this first. Yes, especially with the emphasis in MBA, the business administration. And I was talking about this to somebody before lunch. The fiscal responsibility is still there, but in the nonprofit sector, we get so trapped in the vision and the work that we're doing, and we forget the bottom line, which still is so red, you know. So bringing that business and that professional level of awareness and knowledge is so important in developing what you know and how you can function and lead a nonprofit that's not just about the work that you're doing, but also about making it sustainable. So it's going to be there year after year without going under because you didn't get the fundraising or the accounting or the peanuts, you know, in the line. Anybody else want to tackle that?
That was great, and that reiterates what I was thinking and going to say about the fact that people are, I think, had maybe a preconception about nonprofits and nonprofit management, and really operating a nonprofit, you need really strong business, skills as well as just communication, fundraising, you know, those core skills that are required. But in addition to that, what we're seeing is that the networking within that classroom environment is critical for the nonprofit sector, and that there is a huge benefit to that. And we're seeing that that's what participants are really benefiting from, especially in their evaluations. Yes, they're benefiting from the content, but they're also benefiting from colleagues and interacting with other nonprofits to see and hear about what's working.
I would just like to add what we're seeing. As people are retiring from the corporate world, they may have had a very successful career in, I'm thinking Hanes brand. I was just came through our program recently up in Greensboro. And some people think that their skill set is immediately transferable to the nonprofit world. People are smiling. And the answer is it's not. So we're finding many people coming through our certificate program who are kind of at that transitional stage. They may be late 50s, early 60s. They have a third chapter yet to write, and they're wanting that extra education.
I just wanted to add, and you were saying the networking, people are finding all of the valuable tools that they're getting from taking the class. But I'm finding as people going through the class and as they hire more people within their organization, they're sending those people, the new people in to learn because they've learned so much and just continuing that within the organization. So I think it's very valuable.
We have time for one more question. Oh, y'all figure it out.
Go ahead.
Thanks. What resources does our chapter offer for professional development? I'm putting you on the spot a little
I
bit.
did, thank you, Mark. We're gonna see
Sorry.
how in or out of touch I've been with my Focus on Philanthropy newsletter.
I know we have
These
the
monthly
Chamberlain.
luncheons.
We have the Chamberlain, is what I was getting at. I thought maybe we'd mention that, and then I know
I understand.
at one
I'll
point
come back to it.
there was assistance at one point for CFREs, and I'm not sure if that's still.
That I don't know the answer to, and our illustrious president is saying no assistance for CFRE at this point. Professional development, monthly networking, luncheons with great programs. First Thursday of the month, webinars at Lenoir-Rhyne. And we do offer several opportunities for scholarships to attend other professional development, including the Chamberlain Scholarship to attend AFP International. And when does that open?
It's open now.
It is open now, and it is to someone who has never attended the AFP International Conference. If you have never attended, I highly recommend apply for this scholarship because it will absolutely, hands down, change the way you view your work and the way you do your work, and you will leave feeling like a true professional. With that said, thank you to our panel. We are so appreciative to you for being here today and for sharing your knowledge and wisdom. It's exciting to wrap up this by saying what they do helps provide credibility to the work that we do in the community. I remember when I got started in this, people said, oh, could you not do anything else? Is that why you're at a nonprofit? By having these professional development opportunities, it gives credibility to us as professionals and to the sector as a whole. By having this, we strengthen our communities. So thank you for what you are doing to strengthen us and our communities. I hope everyone has a great afternoon.